Hello, welcome back. I'm sitting here in a piano room. I have a sheet in front of me that is available as a free download from me, and you're more than welcome to go and mosey on over via the link that is present somewhere either in the description or in the comment. Probably both. Yeah, I'm going to put it in both. Anyway, I'm speaking in the future tense because I haven't finished making this video at the time of filming this video. You probably understand that, right? Anyway, let's not talk about this video anymore. Let's talk about what this video is here to talk about, which is the circle of fifths, and a nice, elegant way to think about it and remember how it works on a keyboard. A piano keyboard. Whoa! Yes, a piano keyboard. So first off, let me show you this. This is the free download. You can go right on over to my website. The link is in the description as well as the comments section, so scroll yourself around and find out what's going on. I will actually change something about it. As you can see, there is the letter C right there, and that's pretty much the only other letter besides the names of these sharps right over. Sharps and flats. Got sharps this way, flats this way. Yeah, that's the only other letter that exists. I feel like changing that so it looks more like an inverted version of this, where all of the black keys are black, to insinuate that we're not using any of them for any purpose. Because that is what defines the key of C. You might hear it as... Could you tell that I was mouthing? I'll say it out loud. Do, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, yeah, okay. In case you're not good at lip reading and you're better at hearing things. I don't know. All right, so looking at this, I'm going to change that so it looks more like this upside down and all black. If you happen to download it before I make that happen, cool. It's going to give you the same information. If you happen to download it after I do that, it's going to give you the same information anyway. I was noticing in my own studies of music that when you look at all the keys, it's like, well, you have a group of 3, a group of 2 sets of black keys. And that's how you could easily visually delineate which notes are which. So if I want to say, like, here's a C, a D, and an E for you, that looks like a group of 2. And if you have F, G, A, and B, that looks like a group of 3. So there we have that wonderful song that, yes, I composed myself. I composed that song for my students, my beginning students. Remember the names of the notes so that you don't have to have one of these weird plastic things attached to a keyboard. Because, I mean, sure, it's helpful to check, but isn't the goal for us to remember stuff that's memorable? And if it's not memorable, maybe we can make it more memorable. Hence the purpose of this video. So I'm going to take these groups of 3s and 2s, 3s and 2s, 3s and 2s and 3s and 2s and 3s and 2s. And I'm going to pretend that they're vessels, drinking vessels. The group of 3 is a bigger vessel, and the group of 2 is a smaller vessel. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that I fill them up kind of evenly for whatever reason. I don't know, maybe they're on a scale, and I don't want it to go like, whoa, too far one way or the other way. Hey, I'm doing the 6-7 thing. Okay, anyway. Yeah. Let's talk about sharps and flats. In case you have not been introduced to this already, this is a sharp symbol right there, this little hashtag. And this little squashed looking, almost looking like a lowercase letter B, is a flat symbol. Sharps, flats. And I have them on this side and this side very deliberately, with an arrow pointing in this direction for the sharps and an arrow pointing in this direction for the flats. So just to basically make sure we're on the same page about this, if I take, say, this note D, I'm in the doghouse now, and I want to make it a D sharp, I'm going to follow the direction of that blue arrow and go like D sharp. But let's say conversely, sorry, it's hot outside, so I can't think too straight. Here's the D. Again, if I want to go make it a D flat, I would go in the direction of that red arrow that points to the flat sign. So sharps go this way, flats go that way. Pretty straightforward. You got that so far? Can I keep moving? Okay. So as I'm going to go through the circle of fifths, I'm going to start off with the key of C, which sounds like... Oh no, I didn't think of it. There we go. That's the key of C. If I'm going to go to the next key in this circle right here. And I don't want to even say what its name is yet, because we're going to deduce that with sound later on, just a bit. If I take a look at this one right here, and I say, oh, there's one little blue, one of these. Well, that's because it's going to be replacing the white key that's right next to it, coming from this direction. So if I take a look at this, what note would be pointing at that note with the blue arrow? It would be this one. This is an F, and this becomes F sharp. So now this right here is going to be a key that uses only one black key, and I decided to fill up the larger vessel first, the vessel that is 3 black keys instead of 2. And I'm going to use that instead. So now anytime I play a scale like this, I'm going to replace the one note F that's next to this one, this F sharp, and use that one instead. It no longer sounds like a C major scale. It sounds like something is different, because we could clearly observe that something is different. This one! Oh, yeah, that one. And then we change it, and now it's that one. Oh, I can even hear a slight difference when you play all the notes at the same time. Can you hear that? Well, that'll be a good practice in listening if you can't. Moving right along, let's say, okay, I have this now, and I want to just find, well, this doesn't sound quite like do, re, mi. That doesn't sound like fa. Whoa, hey, this note feels interesting to me. What if I start here and said, that feels like I played a legitimate do to do major scale. Do you agree? Do you hear that? Do you hear the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do? I do. So then that must mean that this is do. If it sounds like do to do, it's got to be do. Am I a do to do salesman? Am I selling encyclopedias? No, I'm not, but I'll tell you what I am selling. Here's the commercial break. I invented a deck of cards to help people understand the vocabulary of choice inherent to music. Here they are. It's called gnöd-möd. It's a deck of cards that comes with dice and a cool black velvet bag. From me personally, I'll mail it to you. I'll even pick out random dice colors for you that I think are fun. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, links for that also in the comment and description. But if you want something free, here, this is from me. So getting back to that, if I take a look at that and I say, oh, this is my G is now my new do. Oh, that's interesting. That's a fifth away from C. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think so it is. So then if we take a look and I say, oh, what's the next one? Well, I just filled this one. I'm going to keep that in that vessel. I'm not going to pour that back out. I want to keep it. I'm trying to fill them up evenly here. And then I'll say, oh, interesting. Now I'm going to fill up the other one. So what happens if I take this G major scale? Hey, don't fall over. Don't fall over. Stay put. Maybe you want to print yours out on not flimsy paper. Or if you're going to print it out on not flimsy paper, maybe just like tape it to something. Or maybe laminate it or something if you have a laminator available to you, like some people might from like working at a school or something. But anyway, okay, tangential, 2 tangential. I'm going to get back here and I say, here's this one, but now I'm also going to add this one over here instead of the C. As I can see, this one over here is going to be replacing the one next to it from this direction. So now I'm going to use this. That no longer sounds like do, re, mi, fa, because fa doesn't sound like it's in the right place. It doesn't sound like a fa. So it can't be a do to do salesman. It's got to be something else to something else. And if you know what it is, that's cool. But if you don't, that's also cool too. That's not what we're talking about. What we are talking about is like, well, if I just start from different numbers and different numbers, from different notes. Oh, that feels more like it's a do to do salesman. Interesting, and yet I have this other pattern where now I was first on a C, then on a G, and now my new do feels like D. Interesting. Yes, if you're familiar with the circle of fifths, already you're going to be like, yeah, this is no surprise. But isn't it cool how first we start by adding this one in the group of 3? Then I'm going to add one from the group of 2. Then, because I want to be fair, really fair, and take turns here, I'm going to now go back to the group of 3 and add another one. I'm going to add that middle note from my group of 3 right there. And if you're guessing that that's the key of A, that's what I'd say. But let's see what the A has to say. Let's let the A speak for itself. So here we go. Here's our D major scale. Changing the G to a G sharp. A sounds like it starts the do to do cycle again. So it sounds like A is do. Interesting. Now, I can keep going. And I can add a second one from the group of 2. So now I'm going to be taking... Hey, stop flying around like that. I should have printed it out on cardstock or something. Hey, that note feels like do. What is it? Oh, it's E. How convenient. And then what if I keep going? I'm going to say, oh, now that they're all filled. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, I made a mistake there. I'll get to that. That might be another one. All right, so I'll take that one and be like, oh, I see. That one sounds like do. And I'm going to back up a little bit and say like, hey, that's interesting because we just went through this whole process starting with 0 black keys in use, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, now 5. Are there any more black keys than 5 on this keyboard? No, I don't think so. Unless we're doing 31 notes per octave, which this is not set up for that kind of a configuration. This is very different. That would have to be a much smaller keyboard for probably the same amount of strings inside. Much less keyboard for the same amount of strings. How about that? So yeah, all right, so this is interesting. This is going to have all 5 black keys in use. These are all colored in. We'll get to this too, and we'll get to this too. But first, let's backtrack to C. Because let's say I'm using this metaphor, and I'm saying that this is a glass of water, this group of 3, that I want to fill up slowly, in tandem with this glass of water, which is smaller and has less room for water, so maybe I'll fill up the bigger one first. Then the little one next, then go back to the big one, then I'll go to the little one again, fill it up, and then finally I'll go back and top off the big one. So, I just went through a process of adding in these notes. But that's just where I'm standing. That's from my perspective on this big round globe. Yeah, it's round. It's round. Don't give me none of that otherwiseness. I don't know. I mean, like, sure, I'm not big enough to really truly see for myself, but I think the math makes a lot of sense in terms of what is observable from the surface of what indeed appears to be a globe and not a disk. So anyway, on the other side of this globe, whatever glass of water someone else might be using in their metaphor would be upside down compared to mine. And just like a flat is upside down compared to a sharp. So now let's go to the other side of the world for a minute and say, okay, I'm back in C again, and here I am. I'm going to use all these white keys like this. Blah, blah, blah. But now I'm going to start filling in these glasses of water on the other side of the world so that I say, boom shakalaka, I'm going to use this B. I'm going to fill this one up first. Okay, I have a little bit there, and now, oh, that starts to feel like that's do instead. I mean, yeah. Oh, I just did that one. So now I'm going to keep that. Since I added this one, I'm going to go to the other side of the world because I'm opposite. Gravity works, the same way, but from my perspective, it's, upside down, even though I can't see it. I'm going to add this one. And now I've added this one. Interesting. Now that feels like the do. Indeed, it does. It sounds like we're in the key of B flat now. And now that I have these two, I'm going to add a second one to my group of 2, just like before, except it's red. Except it's upside down on the other side of the planet, where gravity has a reverse directional effect to how I would perceive it. Interesting. So interesting. Then I would say, okay, that feels like do now. Interesting. I could go a little bit further. Now since I've filled up 2 of these and 1 of these, I might as well fill up a second one of these. All right, so now I have the group of 2 filled up on the other side of the world. And I am and I still have the 2 from before in the group of 3. What's that going to be? I think we know. Oh, first try. I started on the A flat and it brought me from do to do. Just like someone who used to sell things back in the time before I was born. Now, people don't sell things door to door. They just steal things from your doorstep if you don't have a camera. And even if you do have a camera. So don't get anything shipped. Just don't buy anything. Except for this from me, because it fits in your mailbox, so they can't take it out. It's not going to sit on your porch. All right. Anyway, shall I proceed? I think I will. Oh, yeah. And then I think what I'll do, since I have these 2 filled up and these 2 filled up, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one and replace it with this one. So this one turns into this. So now I have a full group. Oh my goodness, I think I just found the sound of do by the way it sounds. Let's see if it sounds like do to do if I go like this. I think that sounds like a major scale. It sounds like a major scale to me. I think you would agree, right? All right, so then interesting. I got to this position over here by filling up, let me check the time. Oh, we're good. I got to this position here by filling up all of the black keys. And I got to this position here by filling up all of the black keys too, but they're different scales. What makes them different? The same thing that makes this one, this green one, different from this red one and this blue one. That is which white keys you use in between the groups. That's why I put these little asterisks here, so that you could take a look at this blue set and be like, oh, I have to use the white keys that are right next to the group of 3, and then next to the group of 2. Oh, that now feels like my do. I must be in the key of B because do is a B. Then I might take a look at this green one and say, oh yeah, there's these 3 and these 2. I'm going to use all the black keys, but I'm going to use the white keys that are only next to the group of 3 like this. F sharp / G flat, whatever you want to call it, because, its real name is that one. That's its real name. Is in the key of F sharp. And over here, if I take a look, I'm going to be using the ones that are on the bass side of the group of 2 and a group of 3 to make the key of D flat. There's my D flat is do. So it's really interesting that there's this really cool pattern that just shows up. And then we put the names to it and try and explain it to people. But I think that's kind of simple and elegant to think about it like, oh, I have to add in the black keys in a certain particular order that really kind of corresponds well with this metaphor of filling up different vessels of liquid or water or whatever, right? Coffee, tea, coconut water, things like that. Electrolytes. Anyway, yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to get around to changing that just to turn this letter C into only the unused black keys, so that there's only the copyright there and the letters of the musical alphabet right there. And then that way you're going to have a nice pictorial way to remember all the stuff that I just kind of talked about. And if you try going through it yourself, you'll see like, oh, yeah, I think there's truth to what this guy is saying. Or maybe not. If not, I hope to see you around next time. Thanks. Take care. Be well. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit like and subscribe on the way out. Peace be with you.